So obviously 2020 was terrible, and it changed a lot of things going forward, and one of that was cinemas around the world, which has been very sad to see. The UK, the UK box office has estimated to fall by 73%.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and that's
admissions or not. Yeah.
Yeah, admissions and profit, and this is the lowest since 1992. So that's kind of mad. From 90 to 92.
And I also saw that the admissions is at its lowest statistic. I think it's at its lowest since records began in 1928. So not even far from 100 years.
Yeah.
For it being one of the worst attendance in cinemas this year.
Yeah.
Last year,
I mean, you can't help they can't do anything with a global pandemic, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate that the cinema business relied on grouping a load of people in one small area for a few hours.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest business setup to have during a pandemic.
No, it's not. And obviously, we've heard the news now that HBO Max is getting like 17 films straight from the cinema that would have been on the cinema.
Yeah, from Warner Brothers.
Yeah, and like the one... Go on, sorry.
No, I was going to say, Christopher Nolan is not happy about that either.
No,
he was furious.
He's not. In a sense, I understand what the directors are saying. But yeah. I feel like in times like this, you have to kind of change. I feel like they're angry because from what Christopher Nolan was saying, like they weren't told about anything. Warner Brothers just went with it and didn't tell anything, which is obviously bad, and that is bad to treat your directors like that. They've been working with for so many years.
Especially Christopher Nolan, who's obviously made Warner Brothers bare pig in the last 20 years or so.
Yeah, I mean, at least tell him your plans before you just announce it to the world.
Yeah,
but
I think with directors and actors though, and actresses and whatnot, I feel like with that a streaming service isn't something I don't know how to describe it. Because when you think of a streaming service, you think of like Netflix and TV stuff and all. I know Netflix are trying to make up for like the ground with films and stuff, but I feel like for people like Christopher Nolan, their whole shtick is filming and crafting something to be shown on a massive screen. You know, he loves his big cinema experience, Christopher Nolan. And he doesn't want to see people watch his films for the first time on a mobile device or a tablet.
No, man, I 100% agree with that fact. Because, for me, for example, I watch everything on my computer and I don't have the best monitor, compared to a cinema screen or IMAX. And that's one of my favourite experiences about going to a cinema is the massive screen and the really good audio.
Oh, yeah. The sound, when they do the whoa.
you know that trailer with the wub wub of that bass trailer.
Yeah, the wub wub.
Yeah,
so much wub wub.
So deep, it shakes your ribs.
Yeah. I always think it's a Coca-Cola commercial because they have that black sea, don't they? And I think, it's Coca-Cola, and then it's just then it just morphs into a chair or something.
No, they're just flexing their audio to us.
So
enough.
Much wub wub flex.
Yeah.
But and that's the thing, like you said, you compare that experience to watching Tenet on your computer screen, and you can see why Nolan's going to be a bit pissed that that's the first time you're watching this film that he's created.
Yeah.
That you're watching it on what's your monitors? Have you still got those BenQ monitors?
I do, they're going strong 7 years now.
Exactly. So I just see why Nolan's for God's sake, Warner Brothers. But at the same time, man, I feel like the cinema industry, this was always going to happen.
I feel like the first time you see a film is the most important, and you obviously want to see it in the best quality you can. And cinemas provide that for you. I mean, it can be quite expensive, I give you that, but it is a different experience than, like you said, seeing it from home.
Yeah. But what I can't figure out is how they can't make their cinemas COVID friendly. Just put up shit. I mean, this is what I'm saying about this was always coming, because at the moment, you shouldn't have to be paid an extra £5-10 to get a VIP seat in the cinema. That should be standard at this point, you know?
Yeah.
I shouldn't be forced to sit for 2 hours or so on a crappy chair that they've just taken out from a coach from the 1980s, you know? It needs to be a good chair for me to sit there for 2 hours, and you want me to spend £15-20 on the ticket. And this is the thing, but you'd think it'd be easy if they had enough space, they have some like plastic shields in between and stuff like. It should be pretty easy to keep people not touching each other and stuff in the cinema.
No, they should.
I don't think it should be as difficult, but this has been the problem with the cinema. People have just been really hesitant to go because why do you want to go and watch a film when there's some fat having a plate of nachos next to you?
Oh my gosh, like one of the moments I remember, I forgot what film it was, but someone was eating a McDonald's next to me. And I was like, are you serious? Like, come on, man.
That's the thing. That's why a lot of people have started to think, why do I want to go to the cinema anymore? And this is going to be the problem. Once the pandemic and all that is cleared up to that point where people are going back to the cinema, they need to entice people to go back.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
They need to do something because, at the moment, the cinema experience in the UK, anyway, isn't that great. I went to a cinema in the US, and this was a standard one.
Yeah.
And they had, like, reclining seats and everything. Like, that's what it needs to be. I want to be comfortable and relaxed whilst I'm watching a film in your cinema.
That's true, yeah. To be fair, I know, like, my Cineworld, they did a lot of refurbishing and everything was quite modern. Like, there was no reclining chairs, but there was definitely better chairs than we normally have. Like, the chairs before were terrible. But like, I agree with what you're saying. Like, it's going to be interesting to see how cinemas will entice people back. But at the same time, I feel like it's just something to do, like you're bored, you just, you either go on a date or with a couple of your friends, you just see a film.
Yeah, I'm not saying the cinema is irrelevant because it is genuinely fun to meet up with some friends, grab something to eat, and then go and watch a film with each other, and then talk about the film that you just all watched with each other afterwards. Like, that stuff is a cool experience, but at the same time, I'm not going to spend £4 on a packet of bloody M&Ms. I'm not going to do it. It's absolute liberty that they think they can charge someone. Like, oh, you want a small tub of Ben and Jerry's? £10.
Yeah.
Like, you need a bottle of water? £4. It's just ridiculous.
No, it's bollocks. I agree with you. I agree with you because, like, I remember in Portsmouth as well. Like, they stopped doing popcorn at Tesco, so people won't buy it there. So you had to buy like the £7 stale popcorn. I'm like, piss off! Why am I buying this £7? The
popcorn's terrible.
Yeah, the popcorn's so bad.
I don't understand this. I must be missing something. We must be missing something here, Dylan. But surely you want to. If I owned a cinema, I would make sure that my popcorn is the best popcorn you're ever going to taste. So that if someone needs to spend £5 on popcorn, I'll be like, well, it's loose cinema popcorn, so it's going to be really good regardless. It's not going to be stale.
Yeah, it's the best popcorn you've ever tasted. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to a cinema, like you said, I'm spending this much money. I should get the luxury stuff.
Yeah, and from the get-go, you're going to be asking people to like mix with people again. So like they're going to have to build that sort of. Obviously, a lot of people are going to be hesitant to be going to public confined spaces. Yeah. So you're going to need to do a lot to just entice people to come back and. Yeah, get rid of the nachos, man. I don't care if people like it. You don't need to be eating nachos whilst watching a film.
I don't know. Like,
are you a nacho eater? Have you had nachos before?
I have. Well, that's when I'm severe. That's when I'm really, really hungry.
I hate you so much.
No, come on, man. Nachos are good. Nachos are good, man.
They are good. I love nachos, but not when I'm watching a film for the first time. I don't want to be looking for a napkin with my cheese.
But this is what I do, Lou. Right? This is what I do. I munch them all during the ads. So like when the film starts, I'm just minding my own business. I'm not eating. I'm not munching away because that is annoying. I hate when people are just rustling their crisps. And I was like, I'm trying to hear this
That's it.
immense audio, but I'm hearing someone going through their crisp packet.
Because it's gonna be. The thing is now, movie studios are gonna be looking at thinking, do I want to start releasing them or do I want to start releasing them on streams to get some sort of money back? And because it's a weird situation now because the cinemas need blockbuster films to entice people to come back. Mm-hmm. But the studios don't want to give the blockbuster films because they don't know if people are going to come back. Yeah, and so they're in a sort of weird paradox where. They both need each other at the same time. They're both unsure if people will still come regardless. So it'll be very interesting to see what they do to get people to come back. Like you said, I still think going to a cinema and it's with your friends and stuff or whoever it's just a good experience. But hopefully with COVID and stuff, this will be like a shot to the cinema industry. I think it needed, because the cinema has not changed a lot in the last 15 years. I don't know if you agree, but I think the cinema industry and going to the cinema hasn't really evolved at all in the last 15, 20 years. As long as I can remember, anyway.
No, I get what you're... Yeah, it hasn't really... Like, the most they have done is, like, 3D and IMAX, which, to be fair, it does change the viewer's perspective, and it is more immersive. I get that, but, like, I feel like the only thing that can change is the films that are out. Like, I feel like there will have to be a really good film that everyone would want to see, like an Avengers kind of film, like something that people just want to go see. And I did. Unfortunately, I can also see Disney just putting it straight on Disney Plus, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I don't think they will.
Yeah, I don't think they will either, because it's just like, why wouldn't you just put it on cinemas?
At the end of the day, there's no way. How much money did Endgame get? Like 2 billion?
Yeah, something crazy
something
like that.
Stupid.
Yeah.
There's no way they would have got that money on
streaming.
Plus.
Yeah.
No
That's
way.
True, yeah.
No way. And that 2 billion is just for that one film. You have to remember the people that will be buying it, they'll get access to all the other content, so it's not just for that one film. So yeah, I can't see stream services overtaking cinema as the norm, to be honest.
No, I don't either.
It might be a good fallback rather than... I mean, people are panicking that people are going to start putting films on their streaming services and all. I don't think that's a bad thing. It's just going to be the modern day version of straight to DVD films. You know, you've always had straight to DVD films.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're usually really but and I think that's why one of the films Disney's adding to Disney Plus is Mulan, the live action remake.
Yeah.
And everyone already knows that movie's pretty crap, so they don't want to watch it, so they just phone it straight to the streaming service on Disney Plus.
Yeah, so, I read a lot of reviews on that film. It wasn't great. It wasn't great at all.
No, exactly. So I think some film companies are going to use streaming services to try and make some sort of gain from the film, because they probably know it's going to bomb in the cinema. And I don't think streaming services are going to replace cinema at all, but at this point now, I think the cinema industry needs to really do a lot to... So a lot of people... I went to the cinema last January now.
Yeah.
That's when I went to watch Bad Boys.
Oh, yeah.
Can't believe that's the last film I've watched in a cinema, but here we are. You're going to have to do something really amazing for me to come back to the cinema after being away from it for 12 months and think, I've really missed the cinema. I know you said it depends on what film there is and all that, but they just need to give you a complete experience, you know? I don't want to be waiting 20 minutes to spend £7 for stale popcorn. They really need to up the experience and whatnot of going to a cinema, and hopefully they will get that opportunity real soon to do that.
Yeah, I think I'm hopeful that they will, because now that a lot of them are closed, like temporarily, I'm hoping like that'll give them chance to maybe refurbish now that cinema films aren't coming out.
Oh yeah.
And like doing what you're saying as well, like I mean, to be honest, I don't see them reducing the price of food, because
I know, bastards.
I know,
absolutely, thieving bastards.
It's such a bad thing, but paying like £4 for a bottle of water, it's
such criminal. And that's part of me where I'm saying, the cinema industry is struggling. I'm like, good, you bastards, you've been charging people £4 for a bottle of water for how many years now?
Yeah,
like that's not on.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah, so I hope COVID just shocks the system and they realise that they need to start giving people more of a reason to go to, rather than, it's just the experience of watching on the big screen. They need to add more for the wider experience of going to the cinema if they want to start recouping everything they lost.
Yeah.
But I do think that in the next couple of years, when everything's sort of back to normal, there will be a lot of films coming out, and I'll be very surprised if the film industry doesn't immediately bounce back up to where it was prior to 2020.
Yeah.
But I'd like to think they're going to do some changes to entice us.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, especially like you said, with the films that are already rumored to be coming out in the future.
Yeah. Like James Bond and all, that's already...
Yeah, exactly.
That's just waiting.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, I'm excited to go back. I am. I do like the experience of a cinema. I know it's annoying because I'm probably like one of those people that even though there's so much bad about it, I still like going just because of the screen and the audio. To be honest, I'm that kind of person.
I tell you what, Dill. Next time you go to the cinema, I will secretly hope that you get stuck between two fat people eating nachos.
Why?
And then we can record that again afterwards, and we'll see what your opinion is of going to the cinema.
Yeah, but normally I plan it quite well. I always go to the late one or the really early one. That's what you have to do. You have to know when to go. You know what I'm saying?
I hope you get caught between two absolute nightmare people to watch the film with. I think that'd just be so funny.
That's just really mean, and I don't know why you would ask for that. To be honest, it's so cruel.
I'm gonna start praying for it now.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.